Alright, what's up everybody? This is Zach Rise. We're back again with more of Avernum 2 Crystal Souls. We are in Atheron's lair, because we were told to talk to Atheron regarding the Crystal Soul. So it's time to explore here. When you reach the dead end, you hear a loud, low growling from behind you. You turn and see the enormous translucent image of a dragon. The image stares coldly down at you. Then she speaks. Ill met, mortals. I am Atheron, and you are not welcome in this place. I have no time for your petty desires or conflicts. Going further will bring death to you. Then the image fades away, leaving the chamber silent. Okay, so we have a room with another portal. Having no other options open to you, you approach the portal. When you do, you hear Atheron's deep, sibilant voice. She sounds very annoyed. You intrude on my home. I do not know you, and you are not welcome. Who sent you? You say that Erica sent you. The voice groans. Not again. I told her I did not wish to speak with her, and I meant it. Perhaps this will dissuade you from disturbing my privacy. You vanish. I know Atheron doesn't like us like humans at all, but we really have no other option here but to try to get through to her. This is crazy how they keep missing. Oh look, some people to melee. Or at least some type of character. I like how they just now hopped out of the freaking lava pit they were in. It's gonna fight us. Dang, how many skeleton warriors are there? You have two more coming up here. Okay, we got more golems right here. This is such awkward positioning, though, for Raylan. I want to switch to no melee weapon. Okay, whatever. Let's do that. You soon realize why Atheron hid this book. It is an official instructional book released by the Empire Army, giving advice to those who would slay dragons. The Empire had a very successful campaign in the last century to rid the world of these mighty reptiles. Most advice in the book actually seems somewhat wrong-headed. One chapter is interesting, though. It describes the way that dragons can cloud the minds of their enemies, slowing their reactions. It provides magical ritual use to do so. Ooh. You got access to the spell Slow. You hear the cold reptilian voice once again. Not you again. You are starting to irritate me. Pester my minions instead. You disappear. Okay, so that's how we get those open. I don't know how I did that, though. This time, the reptilian voice doesn't sound entirely angry. Instead, it seems slightly amused. Arr! Why are you so insistent on disturbing my privacy? Take this and suffer. With a loud grinding noise, whilst either side of you lower slowly into the floor. Oh boy, giants. We have no problem killing them. Shadowy shield. Well, neither my physical fighter, so we can only get that to her. The one we have is still better. We'll sell that. This time, the voice sounds resigned. All right. I will reward your persistence. Come see me, but beware. Disturb my inner sanctum, and I will slay you. You are brought before Atheron. Okay, so stay out of the West Hall, right? Okay, this is just another way out here. You finally stand before Atheron. She towers above you 3 times your height. She looks down upon you with distrust, distaste, and, you are surprised to know, more than a little nervousness. She takes a deep breath, trying to calm herself. When she exhales, little flames come out. I am Atheron, Queen of Serpents. You are now here, disrupting my precious solitude. What do you want? You seem nervous. You have nothing to fear from me. She ponders this for a moment. So you say, I allow few to see me now that I am looking after my brood. I will not put my offspring at risk. Your brood? You have children? She seems reluctant to talk about it, but the pride of a new parent overcomes her. Soon I will. For the first time in over a century, new dragonlings are about to hatch. Who had the last brood? My mother. The 5 dragons in these caverns were the last brood to be hatched anywhere near here, well over a century ago. My siblings. Congratulations on your eggs. Her voice swells with pride. The mighty spawn of me and my mate, who rests on the other side of the world. A dark doom awaits any thief who would interfere with them. A mate, tell us about him. She rears up angrily. I dare not. He, like myself, hides from the accursed empire. It hunts and butchers us without mercy. If I tell you of my mate, he may then be found. I cannot allow it. I'm sure that no thief would dare take your eggs. Her voice trembles with potential violence. There are many who would use my eggs for sinister purposes. The Empire, for example, who thieves roam these caves. I promise you this will not happen. I warn you, enter my inner sanctum and I will burn you down. Atheron watches you impatiently. She also seems, strangely, somewhat nervous. She really doesn't like having you here. You wonder what could make such a mighty creature afraid. Well, we kind of already got that. Who are your siblings? They are 4. Senile Motrax, defeated Sulphurus, dead Pyrog, Servile Koth. Why do you call Motrax senile? He is imprisoned in his weak mind. His body was also fast wearing out, even before the Empire attacked him. I pity him. Hopefully he will soon seek an honorable death. Who defeated Sulphurus? Sulphurus is the mightiest of us 5, now held down and ordered about by Empire wizards. When she gains freedom, vengeance will be mighty. Pyrog was slain? Pyrog was dark and cruel, and stupid. She was slain a few years ago by a band of powerful and cunning adventurers. She was arrogant and careless. She had it coming. Servile Koth? Who does he serve? A rumbling voice emerges from her throat. Dishonorable Koth. He now serves Garzad. He has turned traitor, assisting the Empire in return for his mercy. Curse his name. Who's Garzad? Commander of the Empire forces down here. A mighty mage. Hopefully someone will kill him soon. I seek information. You went to great effort to see me, mortal. You passed mighty trials to gain the knowledge I possess. In particular, I have made much study of the Empire's actions in these caverns. Their passes, their portal. Of what do you wish to know? Do you know anything about the Empire's pass system? Yes, I study the Empire much. I have no choice. The Empire hunts my kind constantly. The Empire gives the passes to favor soldiers to gain access to protected areas. Of this, I know no more. Have you heard of the portal the Empire is building? The Empire is building a portal to bring soldiers down here en masse. If it is completed, you humans of Avernum are doomed. I know no more. What do you think of Avernum? Tolerable. Avernum is annoying, but the Empire is murderous. Are you familiar with the Vonatai? I learned of them soon after Avernum did. Once they made their presence known, I sent my spirit wandering to the lower caves. They are dignified and wise people, who know how to respect a being's privacy. Do you know anything about the missing crystal souls? Atheron cocks her head and thinks, yes, one time when my spirit was traveling, it detected another spirit in distress. I went to it, but could not get close. It had been stolen from its home and was definitely Vontai. I know its hiding place. Where is the crystal soul hidden? I asked it to tell me where it is. It did. It was in the Empire fort called Amjurak. I can tell you little more than that. You take note of this. Do you know more about Amjurak than its name? I can tell you little more. It is a place of dark and grim experiments and great magic and evil. I pity any spirit imprisoned there. Erica might be able to help you enter there. I won't. Can you share any more of your great knowledge with us? Atheron snores. Do not take advantage of my hospitality. You are lucky I did not merely slay you when you entered. She thinks for a moment and then relents. I think that I left a human tome with some magical notes about my cave somewhere. If you can find it, you can read it. But do not try to waste my time by getting me to educate you. Your lives are too short to make my efforts on your behalf worthwhile. How long do dragons live? Centuries. I will be able to tell you what our natural lifespan is as soon as the dragon expires of old age. It has not happened yet. Okay, well, that's all we're going to get out of Atheron. But we already did get the tome, so that's about as much help as we're going to get there. But we did get some key information, so now we're going to have to go back to Erica here. We will have to do the mission to deal with the Empire portal after we recover the last crystal soul. You discuss what you learned from Atheron. A crystal soul is an Anjurak. Of course, a powerful and deadly place, and I know much of it. It may at last be time for that fortress to fall. To get the crystal soul from Anjurak, you will need two things. You will need to be able to pass the fort's wards, and you will need a way to pass the magical barriers you will find there. What can you tell me of Anjurak? Anjurak is an Empire fort, and a bizarre one. A variety of powerful magical creatures live and work there, preparing strange magics. I know, for example, that they were researching magical barriers there. I also know that the fort has strong wards. Wards? What does that mean? The fort is very hard to get into. There are powerful magical statues in front of it which block entry. However, there is a mage named Ostoth who knows how to reach it. Where is Ostoth? I cannot remember. I spoke with him some time ago. He said he knew a teleportation code to reach the fort. If you meet him, you should ask him about Anjurak. He knows how to get to that fortress. You take note of this. She thinks, I do not know where he is now. And yet, now that I think of it, he did express an interest in studying dragons, for what it is worth. I don't suppose you know more about these magical barriers they're researching. I know that some Rakshasi they are working on a new sort of magical barrier that is immune to normal dispelling. It was originally created by Garzad. There is a woman named Inla who knows more about it than me. You take note of this. If you meet her, ask her about Garzad. She may help you. Then again, maybe not. Where can I find Inla? I know a lot, but I can hardly be expected to track the presence of every person in Avernum. I think somewhere in the east, somewhere around Formello, last I heard. Okay, so we have to talk to get instructions from Ototh. Ooh, it actually gave us Lair of Motrax, so yeah. So why don't we go ahead and head right over there to the Lair of Motrax. As you start to walk over the ruin, it glows brightly. You feel a tickling sensation on your right hand, then the light fades. You must have adequate clearance to enter this area. Well, there is Othtoth. You approach the shelves and try to examine the books. However, when you touch one, you receive a mild shock. You jerk your hand back and decide to leave them alone. A pale, bent spider of a man hunches over the table, his spindly claws rearranging piles of notes, records, and drawings. They all seem to concern the dragon Motrax. The sage's head snaps around to inspect you. He's very old, but his mind is still razor sharp. I'm Othtoth, he snaps. What do you want? What are you doing here? I'm here to question the lizard. What else? I'm very glad to give you information we've obtained if I think you should have it. He wants to help, a little, but his irritation at your interruption is plain. Tell me about Motrax. He nods. Motrax, yes. The lizard's name is Motrax. Dragon. Age. Between 800 and 900 years. Estimated remaining lifespan, 1 to 3 months. If that. Maybe days. We have to get from him what we can, while we can. Have you tried to save Motrax's life? Of course. It is too valuable an information source to do otherwise. However, we don't have the knowledge or magic which can heal a dragon. Not when it has been damaged to the current extent. Unfortunate in the extreme. Othtoth continues to rearrange the papers before him in a precise way. He picks one sheet up, digests its information at a glance, moves it to a different pile, and repeats the process. You can't see any sense or order in the movements. What sort of information are you looking for? Whatever intelligence the lizard can provide. We ask him about the underworld, trying to find out things about these caves that can help us against the invaders. You notice that many of the papers on his desk are maps. If there's anything interesting, troops can be sent there to investigate. We found a few things, but I can't tell you about them. Invaders? You mean the Empire? Of course, invaders of the Empire hold half the Avernum to the west, but nobody fully knows the layout of these caves. There must be something down here we can use against them. How do you move troops around? He looks at you suspiciously. I know you have at least Magi clearance. You may then know about the portal in the Tower Magi. It can send soldiers places all over Avernum. If you don't know more, then I shouldn't tell you more. How is the dragon doing? Othtoth stares at you. There is an uncomfortable silence. Finally, he says, poorly. Motrax is a dragon, but he is also an old and damaged specimen. Dragons are, by nature, unpredictable and dangerous. Our energies are spent on obtaining information which can make Avernum safe, and on keeping humans isolated from the creature, and thus safe. Making the specimen comfortable is not a priority. Tell me about this library. It is well equipped. It contains many items. This can make maintenance difficult. It's so hard to keep track of information. There is a tablet I was working on just a month ago, but it disappeared. What happened to the tablet? We were foolish. We let the dragon borrow the tablet to read it. Then, the next day, he had forgotten where it was. It's around somewhere. After that happened, we didn't spare any more reading material for it. Not if it was just going to lose things. I've heard that you can help me find Anjurak. He nods. Ah, yes, Anjurak, Empire Outpost. Place of magic and torment. You have to go there, do you? Bad luck. I can help. I found the focusing symbols before I came here. You can use them at the Tower of Magi portal to reach Anjurak. The knowledge is in my quarters in the Tower of Magi. The key to my chambers and the tower is in my quarters here. I'll have the guards step aside. You can have it. If you're going to Anjurak, you will need lots of help. Okay. I just realized I have a pipe left as a quest item. Wonder when that will come into play. We don't really need speed burst anymore, we'll just do that. Here we are now stealing from these mages too. In addition to the clean, carefully folded robes in this dresser, you find a key on a leather thong. The key is crafted from a single piece of feldspar, a shiny black, dense stone. Okay, so what else do we need? Okay, we need to get to Endless somehow. Oh, in his quarters at the Tower of Magi. Okay. Duh. Okay. This is a small, well-equipped magical laboratory. Cauldrons bubble and splash to the south, and flask and other alchemical equipment crowd the tables ringing the room. The lab is dedicated to making large batches of potions, probably for military uses. Brews made here are given to Avernum soldiers to help them during special missions. Oh, here's Enla. Wow. Okay, so they were both at the lair of Mothrax. You meet a short, heavy-set woman standing in the middle of a cloud of acrid smoke. She manages to toss a bubbling goo on the fire with agile, practiced hands. At first, she ignores you. You eventually have to ask who she is. I'm a worker for Avernum. The rest hardly matters. Call me Inla. You are a soldier, yes, with mage clearance, I assume. What is in those pots? Potions for the Avernum army. Some goo splashes out one of the cauldrons and oozes through the grate below. Inla moves the pot to a cooler part of the fire. Also, the occasional salve or such for the dragon. I have been trying to heal Mothrax and makes him more cooperative when I question him. Can you really heal Mothrax? He adds the moth to a vial. It hisses. Mothrax was horribly wounded in an Empire attack. He barely held off the invaders. The wounds are weakening him. I'm trying to save them so that he can answer our questions. So you only keep him alive to answer your questions? She looks annoyed. Of course, I question him about the Vontai. They're probably a horrible menace. He says he never met them, but I don't believe that. It will take time, but I'm sure I can get something valuable from him. Don't question him too much. We need him to save his strength. Enla keeps stirring the pots on the fire, occasionally stopping to add a handful of herbs to one mixture or remove and bottle another. She barely seems to hear your voice. Still here, soldier? What else do you need? I am a soldier. Why is it important? I'm running low on potion ingredients and I need to produce a number of haste potions for a major operation. Some drakes, a very small number, develop a single black fang. I need one and will pay well. Can I buy your potions? She laughs and shakes her head. If I let you have any of my work, the generals would have my head. I am behind on orders as it is. Okay, but she is the third person we can give a black drake fang to if we can. Did you know Garzod? She looks up at you, actually paying attention. Yes, before I was exiled to Avernum, I knew him. He frightened me. He also wanted me. When I refused him, I found out how much power he had. The political kind. I ended up here. I hate him. I don't know anything about him, really. All I know is he has a knack for research. How much of a knack for research? She nods. When I knew him, he was working on this new sort of magical barrier. It is very difficult to create and very strong. It could only be brought down by being next to Quickfire. Garzod is down here now. If you're in an Empire fort and find a strange barrier, try Quickfire. You take note of this, but be careful. How can I create Quickfire? I doubt you would be able to without years of study. You will have to find a mage who can create it. I can't, and I don't know of any humans who can either. You will have to look elsewhere. He thinks. You can always try the Vontai. You're on good terms with them, and they know how to do a lot of things we don't. You would need to find a very powerful Vontai mage. Okay. Well, we actually happen to know one. Of course, we have to do a mission for her, but we do happen to know a Vontai mage. That will give us that. This room is lit with grim red light from a pair of fire pits. The foul smoke is almost suffocating. You can just make out a large pentagram in the center of the chamber. Fortunately, it's empty. A single figure moves back and forth through the smoke. The cabinet is filled with charred bones, bits of stained scrolls, and small, sharp knives. Some of Avernum's magical research seems to be taking place in very dark and dangerous areas. You close the cabinet. Uh-oh. The woman before you is physically young, but her eyes are haunted and she walks like one twice her age. Her face is weary and her hair is gray and sparse. She nods to you. I'm Linda, of the Triad. Her voice is flat. You are of the Triad? She looks up at a point somewhere over your shoulder as she speaks. Yes, I am of the Triad. So many years to reach this point. Yes, the Triad? Her voice is monotone, detached. We ran the Tower of Magi. I was just sent here. Just sent for a little while. I will find out what went wrong. Went wrong with what? At the tower, we did a summoning. It didn't work. The demon had to be killed, but it can work again against the Empire. I will find out how. Sounds dangerous. What kind of demon? Hakai. I can say the name now, and I don't hear him anymore. Saying the name is safe. Safe. Her monotone voice drones on. It's as if she doesn't know you're here. We lost control, though, when we caught him. He had to be killed. They killed him. The next time it will work. If only I had the scepter. If only we had it. What scepter? We didn't know what it did. Now we do. Hold it out and touch a dimensional rift with it and it closes. The rift does. Very powerful. It heals space. If only I had it. But then it's gone. Very interesting. You take note of this. Where is the scepter? Years ago, the people who killed the demon took it away. I don't know where. It's gone, gone, gone. Linda the Triad stares at you quietly. She is exhausted, but dignity prevents her from sinking into a chair while you are here. She sways gently from side to side as she talks. I would like magical training. Go to the Tower of Magi. They told me not to teach, is a rule. Why? Jealousy of what I might accomplish if I had more help. Why are you here? They put me here to do summonings. We will use the creatures against the Empire, but they don't trust me. I can't actually bring anything big here. They won't let me. I hate them. Hate who? Kellner, the mages of the tower. Weaklings. Slow. Unambitious. They hate me. I hate them. I want my power back, and I will get it. It is the only way Avernum will be saved. Her voice stays perfectly calm and flat through all this. I will rise up again, and I will make them forgive me. He smiles coldly and turns away from you. Okay, on that note, at least we know where Linda is if we need her. And it's interesting, too, because this was Erica's portrait they used in the first game. Now it's Linda's portrait. I actually think this fits Erica a little bit slightly better than the one than Thantria's portrait that they gave her for this one. But I see that why that can work for Linda, too, because he pretty much looks, this portrait looks pretty much like cold and like empty inside. At least that's the vibes I get from it. Oh, nice. Minor summon. You know, I didn't really take anything from Motrax in the first Avernum, so... Remembering what Ostov told you, you search the pile for the research tablet Motrax borrowed. It takes a while, but you manage to find it. The writing is faint and in a strange script. You struggle to understand it. It describes a powerful healing ritual. Oh, right. We got mass healing then. tempted to break into there, but I probably won't. I will just stay focused on the story. It's Mothrax's board anyway, so. Okay, so we do have to learn the secret of quickfire and also get access to Ostos chambers. Oh man, some of these names are tongue twisters, but I liked it anyway. It's very appropriate for role-playing. Did we get access to the... No, we don't have access to the Onyx Scepter yet, but we might have to get to it eventually. The door is very heavy and very securely locked. The lock is made of feldspar, a strong, shiny black stone, and covered with strange and threatening glyphs. Your feldspar key unlocks the door easily. The dresser is mostly empty. Whoever lived in these quarters was very thorough in packing. All you find is a slip of paper. It says Anjurak, Owa Tai Full. Okay, so we got that quest complete, but we still are gonna need to get a hold of Quickfire, and the only way we're gonna be able to do that is do this quest for Rentar Erno. So we don't want to hop to Anjurak like right away. Strangely, there was a ruined building at the edge of the chasm. To the south, a small stone dock protrudes out over the bottomless blackness. You walk over to investigate. When you reach the dark, you look over the side and see something remarkable. There are 6 stone platforms 10 feet below you, hovering and bobbing in space. Instead of floating peacefully, they seem to be struggling to fly southeast. The only thing holding them here are several thick, rusted chains. They would be easy to break. Platforms bob away to the southeast, so they are made of solid stone. They hang calmly in the midair. You wonder where they're going. Okay, I hope that wasn't a mistake, though. Oh no, we might have to. To the northeast, you see a long finger of stone protruding out over the massive chasm. There is a stone platform at the north end. The pathway to the platform is guarded by a group of massive, scaly humanoids. They are arguing amongst themselves, and thus, fortunately, they haven't noticed you. If you keep going, though, you'll doubt you'll be able to evade their gaze. Sure enough, the creatures see you as soon as you get close. They take a good look at you. They mutter amongst themselves nervously. They seem to recognize you. Then, quickly, they step over the edge of the chasm and drop slowly into the depths. Your reputation must have scared them off. Oh, okay, that worked out then. There is an ancient stone platform here poking out over the chasm. There is another on the other side. In between, the 6 platforms you've released are floating slowly back and forth. It isn't easy to jump onto one of the floating platforms, but once you get the hang of it, the ride across is smooth and quick. The air in this cavern is humid, stagnant, and pungent. The light from the glowing fungus on the ceiling is exceptionally bright, revealing walls and floor glistening with mold and lichen. The ground is dotted with rank mounds of decomposing plants. The caves in the Vontai caverns to the south were chilly, but this region is very warm. The smell of sulfur burns your nose. There must be a volcanic vent nearby. You can see hulking shapes moving among the uneven ground to the north. If you wish to evade them, you will have to be careful. They are red, scaly, and huge. Okay, let's go ahead and clear out this shading, though. You find much to your surprise a small dot poking out into lava. It's made of a strange material, like bronze mixed with marble, which resists the effects of the incredible heat. You suspect that the structure is very old. It's probably not where we need to get to anyway, so... If you want to cheese it, just go ahead and use the Orb of Throny. You encounter one of the demonic patrols that wander this humid cave. It is a large group of hellhounds howling hungrily. They are held barely in check by a huge demon. The demon cries out to you. You have entered the realm of Cordatus, fools. It points to the massive caldera to the northeast. He demands a payment from all those who intrude here. Bow down before me, and I will spare your lives. Resist, and we will slay you utterly. That's pretty old demon. Get out of here with that. Well, that's him taken care of. You have slain one of the guard patrols of Cordatus, whoever that is. You hope that he doesn't hold any hard feelings. I highly doubt it, if I'm being perfectly honest. Alright, well here we are now at the Lava Dome, but we will cover this part in the next part of Let's Play. So I will see you all soon. Until then.